Welcome to my video about the recent map additions for World of Tanks. This video will explain why I think wargaming, yes, wargaming may had found something that they finally can improve on, rather than further fuck up with their new ideas. First off, hardly anyone will doubt that most of the maps we got in the last years were nothing but 2 or 3 lanes connected to the spawns, and trying out something different very likely lead to you being busted into oblivion faster than you can say rutret in France. While much of this stuff still is the case in 2020, I think wargaming finally found out what it really means to make a good map. Let's start at the beginning. Fields, Minsk, Airfield, Mountain Pass, Overlord, Urenburg, Mannerheim Line, Steppes, Live Oaks, Tundra, and many more. All of these maps can be easily divided into lanes, dead zones, and literally unpassable areas. Even Belarusian tank design started on power creep in making tanks that are nothing but fat armor, fat guns for fat wallet holders, just to fit into the meter where much more is not needed to compete. Medium tanks cannot flank reliably, fragile tank destroyers have to make risky maneuvers, and scouting is neither possible nor needed. Look, I may not be your super Unicum, but knowing what fun is and not is something that everyone can have their opinion on. And here is mine. The World of Tanks community is a place that discusses tank balancing with passionate wording, and rightly do so. But balancing can be done in many different ways. Your toy is just as important as the sandbox in which you are playing, and for this reason, it is very important to look at new tanks at every angle before calling things overpowered. However, as someone who is a fan of having diversity in video games, I noticed there are some recent maps that I just can't get enough of. Ghost Town, Kharkov 2.0, Pilsen 2.0. You really haven't blast with all kinds of tank types in these maps. Good plays do get awarded. You can snipe, push, flank, scout, and much more. And here is something I'm very excited for. Artillery is no longer something that is needed to accelerate the momentum of a fight, making it literally obsolete. Even Russian bias is something you don't have to deal with when all you need to do is literally anything else than standing in front of their barrels. Let's go into closer detail on why Ghost Town is something made right. Light tanks can do their active runs around the city. They can also sit at multiple valuable bushes. Medium tanks can zoom at any place they are needed on, and either brawl or snipe from multiple places without overcommitment. Tank destroyers have options to either support the city, go around the hills or camp bushes. Heavies have a good time brawling the city. All positions have a meaning at some point in the battle, allowing for an active playstyle. All being points I'm missing when looking at, for example, Empire's border, which is just one long heavy tank tube next to an hill no one bothers to go, leading into frustration before even the countdown has begun. Wargaming even implemented a feature for exactly such reasons. By seeing which are the most banned maps, wargaming can easily sort out and take a grips on what works and what doesn't. A trend that is just so refreshing to see going, and lets you hope for further improvements in the current map pool.